In 1874, California's open fields carried a strange mix of dust, sunlight, and the quiet excitement of a new scientific dream. Photographer Edward Muybridge stood beside his heavy wooden camera, a device far from the concept of a modern film recorder, yet he believed it could capture something no human eye had clearly seen before: motion itself. Leland Stanford, the wealthy businessman fascinated by horses, challenged him with a question that had sparked curiosity for years: whether a galloping horse ever lifted all four of its legs off the ground at once. At that time, cameras were only capable of taking slow, single-still photographs, so the idea of recording motion sounded nearly impossible. Still, Muybridge felt that a breakthrough awaited. He studied the behavior of horses, the rhythm of their hooves, and the patterns of their strides to understand the exact second in which a frame could reveal what the human eye could not notice. He placed small markers along the dusty race track, measuring angles of light and distance, calculating shutter timing with a precision unheard of in his era. Every attempt in those early years resulted in blurry frames, dark exposures, or incomplete images. Yet each failure gave him another piece of the puzzle, shaping a vision that would later transform visual history. As a horse dashed past him in one of those early trials, he pressed the shutter with a mix of hope and fear. A single photograph emerged, not the answer, not the proof, but a spark. Muybridge knew this lonely frame was only a beginning. He sensed a path opening before him, one that would lead him to create something the world had never imagined: pictures that move. The fertile soil of his imagination grew stronger each day, and although the experiments were slow and lonely, they carried the pulse of discovery. By the end of 1874, he had not yet succeeded, but he had planted an idea that would eventually bloom into the earliest motion sequence in history, setting the stage for cinema, animation, and every moving picture the world would later know. 4 years later, by 1878, the same track that once held faint hopes now stood lined with an extraordinary invention: multiple cameras arranged in a precise row, each connected by thin threads stretched across the racing path. Muybridge had spent years refining his techniques, testing different shutter speeds, experimenting with chemicals, and redesigning camera mechanisms until everything worked with perfect synchronization. As Stanford's racehorse approached with a thunderous gallop, the delicate threads broke one after another, making each camera fire instantly. Click, 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 a rapid series of photographs captured moments the human eye could never isolate. That night, Muybridge cut and arranged the images carefully, placing them into his newly designed device called the zoopraxiscope, a circular machine that spun light through the pictures. As he gently turned the handle, the still frames merged, transforming into a moving creature made of light. A horse ran in front of him, not in the real world but in a circle created by science, persistence, and imagination. For the first time in human history, a sequence of photographs had created the illusion of continuous movement. Stanford smiled, realizing that the mystery of the horse's stride had finally been solved. Yes, all four hooves did lift off the ground. Muybridge watched silently, overwhelmed by the realization that he had birthed the earliest form of video. This small moving image, simple yet miraculous, marked the dawn of modern cinematography. It was not just a scientific experiment, it was the beginning of a revolution that would evolve into film, television, storytelling, and every visual medium that would shape human culture for centuries to come.